Hello everyone, welcome to Happy Learning Maths. In this video, we are going to look into the solving of inequalities. And our focus will be on the area when the coefficient of the unknown is positive. Let me give some example. What do I mean by positive coefficient? It is the unknown may come with x, or the unknown may come with y, or may come with p, whichever alphabet letter. And what it meant by positive coefficient is something like it is just positive one, then of course it is seldom and it is not written. So it is kind of like invisible like that. So if you notice that it is a positive one, then that is what we meant in this video. Or sometimes it can be in such a way that it's like 8y, or it's something like it is 3p. So this is what it meant by positive coefficient. Okay, let's go into some examples. How do we deal with solving the inequalities involve positive coefficient? Okay, I've given this example. And when you have 8w minus 2 equal or less than 13, okay, whenever you have an inequality in front of you, the very first thing you want to focus is check it out whether the coefficient is positive or negative. And as I have highlighted here, it is 8 and it is a positive 8. And once you notice that, the skill, how do we do it? As I stated that, you can solve it just like how you solve a linear equation. So what I mean by that is, I'm going to put in some example here. For example, instead of inequality, say for example, you have an 8w minus 2 minus 2 equals to 13. So in this case, you notice that this is an equation. Okay, so if you are given such an equation like that, you know that we're going to do the same thing both sides of the equal sign. So what we will do is we will just plus to both sides to give us 8w equals to 13 plus 2. And then you got an 8w equals to 15. And then you will divide it both sides. That will give you 15 over 8. And you will solve this into a mixed number, which is 8 divided by 15 divided 8. You're going to give you 1 denominator of 8 with a remainder of 7. So that's how you solve an equation. So for a positive coefficient, we will do exactly as what we have done for the linear equation. So here, for these questions, this is how you're going to solve. So you just do exactly as what we have done for the equation. So the only difference is the sign that is used here as 13. You plus 2 both sides, that give you this. Then now you have simplified this as 15. Then now you have divided. You're going to divide 8 both sides, and you will get it 15 over 8. And therefore W is lesser or equal than 7 over 8. That's it. You have concluded to the answer. So W will be any value that is equal to 7 over 8, or any value that is lesser, and that in order to produce the true statement. You can test this out and then check it out. All right, so now to get a better understanding, I give you the second example. So y divided by 6 bigger than 1.5. As I also set it here for your easy and happy learning, I put out there for positive coefficient, you can solve it just like how you solve a linear equation. So if you were to encounter this, y divided by 6 equals to 1.5, I'm sure you will know that, yeah, I would just multiply 6 both sides of the equation. Yes, exactly. That's what you're going to get. So once you're going to multiply 6 both sides, that you're going to get these, then y equals to 9. And you have successfully got the solution for y. All right, so we are going to apply exactly the same thing when we deal with inequality, when the coefficient is positive. Here, notice that this is a positive 1. With that, let's move on. So we got y multiply 6 both sides. You're going to get 1.5 multiply 6. The sign, let me just emphasize that you will just write it, copy and paste, exactly the same. Nothing changed in this area. So you're going to get y must be something bigger than 9.0 in order to fit well and producing a true statement for this question. And therefore, y must be any value bigger than 9. Okay, let's move on. Now I have posted one question here for your practice. You may pause the video now and join me later and check it out for more confirmation. Okay? All right, so now I believe you have paused the video, and let's take down the equation. Let's copy down. Yep. So remember, when there is a positive coefficient, you will just do exactly as what you did with an equation. Go. Let's move on. So this is how we're going to do on. How do we solve this? Okay, we're going to plus 7 both sides. That will lead us to 3x lesser than 8 plus 7. Then we give you 15. Okay, so now let's put in. So 3x must be something lesser than 15. This time you're going to divide 3. And yes, exactly. I can almost hear you say that. So divide 3 both sides will produce to 15 divide 3. And therefore, x must be any value less than 5. Okay, so if you want to test it out, why not? Let's do it. Okay, in order to produce a true statement, okay, let's test it out. Okay, your answer says that x must be any value less than 5. Let's give an example. Okay, let x be, let's say 4. All right, so let's feed that into the equation. So we're going to take this and test out your answer, and you will be awesomely happy because you know that you're going to get the right and true statement. So if we put in x equals to 4, let's work this out. So 3, so it's going to be 3 times 4, 12, minus 7, and then is this lesser than 8? Let's go on. So we notice that it is 5, and surely, yes, this is a true statement. Yes, that confirms your working is right. Okay, so that is what it meant and how we deal with that. Before we close, I'm going to give you another equation Notice that I purposely putting the unknowns in both sides of the inequality sign. Okay, what would happen? Then you have a positive 8, and then over here you got a positive 3. Remember, we do and solve this exactly as the way we would solve for linear equation. And so let's move on. Okay, what I'm going to do is I will just, okay, copy this down. Okay, and I would encourage you to pause the video now, work on it, and join me later. Okay, I believe you have tried it out. Now, let's go through the process together and confirm our answers are agreeable. Let's move on. So now I'm going to, when there are two x's that split in two sides, of course, we know that we're going to gather the like terms. And the like terms will be gathered, usually the unknowns on the left-hand side of any sign. We could let it be an equal sign or inequalities, the unknown on the left-hand side. That's what I'm going to do. So 8x, I'm going to minus 3x both sides so that we can get this. And at the same time, I'm going to plus 7 both sides in order to gather the constant on the right-hand side. Now, we have come to the solving the like terms. 8x minus 3x, we got 5x. And then now we got 8 plus 7 to get 15. And then now that's x. Divide 5 both sides to give us 15 divide 5. And nice and easy. The answer can be any value that is bigger than 3. So if you being curious, you may just pick any number bigger than 3. For example, you can take that as 10 or any value as long as bigger than 3, 10, 7, or any value of that. And then take that value, substitute into that, and you will confirm your answer. Okay, let us do that now. Okay, so let us just test this out. Test it out. Okay, let's take, for example, let x equals to, okay, let's take x equals to 10. Okay, now what we're going to do is let's substitute that. Okay, I would really want to encourage you to see that, yes, you actually produce true statement with that. Okay, now let us substitute the x with 10. Okay, let's substitute the x with 10 and let's solve the left-hand side. So you got 80 minus 7, then you got 73. Okay, and let's solve the right-hand side. That gives us 30 plus 8, and that gives us 38. Okay, now let's see. If we copy paste the inequality, no, okay, no, let's stay this way. Okay, copy paste. Yes, you notice that you have conclude to the right and true statement. Awesome. Yes, you got a true statement. And confirm your solution method is safe and true, and the answers that you get from this method will surely guarantee a full mark. Okay, so that's the end of this video. Join me in the next video. I will put in with negative coefficient. What is the difference? How do we secure ourselves with 100% correct answer? Okay, until then, stay happy learning and stay awesome always. See you then. Bye-bye.